with Streamlabs OBS today. So we are going to get started and go right into it, and I'll talk later on about what we're doing today in terms of track time. So let's start with our D main. I'm going to put up my heat sheet up where we're starting. Give me 1 second. So we've got 27 folks on the clock. We're going to be starting with our 21st person, Anthony Chapman, joining us from Corpus Christi, Texas, with a 8505. Hunter King said yo on our stream chat, so that means he can probably see us on Facebook. So Anthony Chapman, if you can hear me, please join in.
I'm about to try again. I just tried a moment ago and there was an error and it wouldn't let me in.
No worries. Thank you for confirming. Let's have Chad Helvey try it out. Chad Helvey is right behind him. If you're looking at my screen, you should be able to see Anthony Chapman's 8505. Chad Helvey is 8509. So Anthony Chapman and Chad Helvey, please try to join.
Mo, I'm
Connection.
still showing error. Another connect operation still in progress.
Okay, Chad, do you have an error as well?
Same. I get error. Another connection operation. Same problems.
Same
Same thing.
error from two people. So let's try a third person and then we'll just hit restart. So we've got Ty joining us all the way from Canada with an 8512.9. Ty, see if you can join us. Password is 0224 for tonight.
All right, let's see if it works.
So Ty is able to join in. So Anthony and Chad, if y'all could restart on your end the game
Yep.
and then try
Just
again.
restarted.
Perfect. Let's go down to Justin Fowell. He's joining us from Minneapolis, Minnesota, 8518. Justin, you're probably closer to the Canadian border than you are to the Texas border. Is that correct?
Yes, that's true.
You might as well change your flag there to Canada.
Not yet.
When they take over, huh? Like they're
Yeah.
taking over our league. A lot of speedy folks. We've got one person in the A main, two in the B main, two in the C main, one in the D main. All right, after Justin, we're going to give one call each for these drivers if they're available. I don't see them in Discord, so I don't think they're going to join us, but it's Andreas Sorbis joining us from Greece. Andreas, if you can hear us, please join. After that, it's Mr. Randas Frias joining us from the United States with a 7525. After that, it's Zachary Johnson joining us with a 6545. Okay, that was our final call. Chad Helvey is in. Let's see if Anthony Chapman can join us. All right, so while we are waiting on this, let's look at comments. So we've got a commentator asking, how do I get into this? So Mr. Commentator, Mr. LaFada, that's a fun, cool name. I like saying that. We would love to have you so I can call your name out, Mr. LaFada. So the way you join us is through a game called VRC Pro. You download that game. Make sure you get the off-road buggy package with all the tracks and buggies. Then you get this application called Discord, Discord. One of my Discord members will be dropping you a link right now. Hint, hint. And once they drop a link, if you click on that link from your PC, you can hear us live. And based on those two things, you can join our league and play with us every Wednesday. We race every Wednesday. Starting next month, it'll be at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. Alright, so we've got all four of y'all in here. This is the D main. Speak up now if you're having any more issues. Okay, silence is gold. So I'm going to hit start race. In about 30 seconds, we're going to get to watch Anthony Chapman, Chad Helvey, Ty, and Justin Fowell race with us. And I believe we are taking two bumps. So two of these fine folks will be joining their C main counterparts. So can somebody drop him a Discord link, please? Thank you. All right, in 2 seconds they're going to go. On the tone they go. Let's ride with our friendly Canadian leading the way in the white buggy. He is being chased by the entire field, but it looks like the real charge is being led by Anthony Chapman in the blue TLR XC Elite. Right behind him is Chad Helvey. Right behind him is Justin Fowell. 50% of the buggies in this race today are driving with pink paint jobs. So Greg, if 50% of the racers are driving with pink buggies, how many buggies are driving that are pink? Oh, Greg's in the private channel, I think. All right, we've got 1 minute on the clock. We always have 10-minute mains. Doesn't matter if you're in the D main or the C main or the B main or the A main. Everybody gets equal 10 minutes of track time. Nobody really getting away from the crowd right now, but Ty is currently leading the way by I think a few seconds. It says 1.2 seconds, but I think that's going to change as Anthony Chapman has actually made the pass on Chad Helvey. So we will have to see where they end up with after this lap. Oh, it looks like somebody got docked by jumping the cone. So Ty leading the way. That last lap, 39.3. The lap before that was a 35.5. Anthony Chapman trying to chase him down, but just making a mistake, letting both the pink buggies get by him. And with Team Pink both having a loss of traction in that section at least, kind of not sure which one just went sideways on the track right now. But that's going to let Anthony Chapman pass one of them. This is Silver Dollar Layout 3. One of our favorite tracks in this game, and by us I'm talking about our league called Virtual RC Racers. We're about 60 racers roughly that kind of come in and out as they race, with about 25 to 30 of them regularly racing every week. Tonight we had 27 of them qualify. And Greg Harmer has dropped you a link, Mr. Vinny Lafata. If you click on that link that Greg Harmer just dropped, you can get in our Discord group and listen to everyone. Thank you, Greg. Greg is probably one of our youngest racers in this league. Newly signed by Team Techno. Exciting stuff coming for him. He can't wait to start racing once the weather gets a little better. Joseph Johnson said, who TQ'd this weekend? I think so. He said, who TQ'd this weekend? Suck, I could make it. So let's use some punctuation. I think he's saying, who TQ'd this weekend since I did not make it? It sucks. So Joseph Johnson, in your case, I think it would have been a pretty fun one because Gary Crowell, Billy Cayley, and Hunter King, all three of them were trying to outdo each other. And in the last 4 minutes, Hunter was sitting TQ. By the last 2 minutes, Gary Crowell was sitting the TQ. Then Hunter got mad and went back to qualify again, outqualified him, and with 30 seconds to go while both Gary and Hunter were trash talking, Billy Cayley out of nowhere came and outqualified them, which made Hunter King even mad, and then he went back in to qualify with 15 seconds. And as you know, the time shuts down at the 7th at 7 p.m. Central sharp, but if you started a few seconds before, we'll keep you running. So technically, after time had already expired is when Hunter King put in that TQ and got Billy and Gary by 0.1 seconds.
Wow.
Yep, so let me actually display that really quickly so y'all can kind of see what I'm talking about. So we are talking about the difference being 0.1 on my screen from Hunter to Billy, 0.2 obviously from Hunter to Gary now. So this would just be a 0.1. So yeah, technically 1 second, not even 1 second, technically a 0.25 seconds, 0.25 seconds separates the top three. And I think if Joseph Johnson was here, he would be right here in the top 5 area. Kevin is racing with us for the first time tonight, so I'm not too sure how he'll do. Joshua Vigil, not on his A game today. Normally he's right up there with them, but Joseph Johnson, also, I think you're on the East Coast. You should know starting next week, our league will start an hour early. I don't think it should make a difference to you. Sorry, for the West Coast.
West
folks.
Coast.
So let me repeat that. Thank you for correcting me, by the way. So Joseph Johnson, we start at 8 p.m. Central Standard Time normally. For the last 1 year, we've done that. Going forward, for next month, we're going to experiment by starting an hour early. So it'll be 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. So do the math on what time zone you're on. But it'll be 7 p.m. Central Standard Time going forward. With 5 minutes on the clock, there will not be any more restarts in case there's a technical issue that happens. Great time for us to look at who's where and what kind of lap times they're running. So Justin Fowell is in fourth place, got down to 35.8. Chad Helvey with a 35.1. Anthony Chapman with a 35.2. So Chad, Anthony, Justin Fowell all running within a second of each other. Ty running a 35.0. So the fastest man is also the guy that's in first place right now. Is on I think a really decent consistency from him too. His average lap is 36.3 across 10 laps. So that's pretty impressive considering his fast lap is 35. I wish they showed the consistency meter in this game. That'd be super cool. If you're looking at this track, this is one of the most beautiful tracks I have ever had the pleasure of seeing in a game or in person in the United States at least. It helps that
Yeah,
the
it's pretty
weather
cool.
there is very nice all the time, pretty much. I'm sorry, somebody was saying something?
Yeah, it's pretty cool. I like it. It's got lots of nice technical features, fast and flowing.
Yep. And the person that just spoke up is, uh, to me, known as John Blakely. I believe his friends call him
Yep,
the Otter. He is
the
actually a
otter.
track owner in Canada, so he's giving his input that it's a nice flowing track.
Driving circles around me in practice right now. Thanks.
And the guy that's spoken now is Lee General, who's actually close to that track and has probably physically visited a few times, hopefully.
Chico is
That's
about
cool.
5 miles
I'm jealous.
from me.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, California is a long state.
Yeah, California is kind of like Texas, where you could be driving for several hours and still be in the same state.
About 1,000 miles from bottom to the top.
Yikes. Yeah, it takes me about, I think, roughly 90 minutes from my house in Houston to cross the border towards the east side, Louisiana. But if I try to hit the West Coast, it'll take me 13 to 14 hours just to get out of Texas. And then in the next 10 hours, I can see all of Arizona and get all the way to LA. Ty leading the way. Anthony Chapman not really making an impression on him. It was 10 seconds, the distance measured in time between them. Now it's 11 seconds. Chad has pretty much settled in to third. We are taking two bumps. It looks like Ty and Anthony have got pretty much a decent gap for that securement of both those bump spots. Closest battle is actually going to be between Chad and Justin, and that's still 8 seconds. You can see Costco decided to sponsor this game. You can see in the background, you can see Costco. They've been selling their hot dogs with a 18-ounce Coke or Pepsi, whatever they partnered with since 1988. Haven't changed the price. It's still $1.50. That makes you kind of think, is it a real hot dog for today's standards, or was it overpriced back in '88? Not sure which one. I'll let you guys pick that. Ooh, Ty making a mistake. Anthony Chapman not able to take advantage of that. And Justin Fowell losing some time on Chad instead. Let's look at lap times one more time. It's about 9:30 on the clock roughly, so we've got 30-40 seconds of time left. So Justin Fowell, 35.8 was his earlier fast lap. It's still 35.8. Chad Helvey, 35.1. He had a few 35s before that too when he was in the rhythm on laps 6, 7, 8, 35s consistently. Then he kind of had a few mistakes and hasn't been able to get back into the 35s. Anthony Chapman, 35.2, so he did better his time a little bit. 35.2 from him. He's actually now just 9 seconds behind Ty. He's got the bump spot secured, but it's cool to see that he's making ground on Ty. Ty, meanwhile, did not improve his fast lap. It's still a 35.00, and I don't think he needed to improve it. He's the fast guy on the track right now and has the fast track lap time for today. Okay, time has expired. Gentlemen, please keep going. Also, for all my new folks, I forgot to mention, do not exit the session till it does not display the results. So wait till the results are displayed so we can see your time and talk about them. So let's go to our podium spot finishers. Let's interview our first spot. So Ty, if you would like us to interview you, please have a hot mic ready and mention that you can hear us.
Yeah, I can hear you guys.
Okay, so walk us through this race. It's your first time racing with us. You were qualified second in this main. Actually, you were qualified third in this main, but you got a really good start. Were able to get away. Did you at any time feel threatened by Anthony or Chad?
Having everyone chasing me down for the first lap or two is pretty stressful.
And since you're new, tell us which city and country you're from, as well as what do you consider your local track and what do they run there?
I'm from Alberta, Canada. Local track would be RCRE. It's just southwest of Edmonton, Alberta. And they run 8 scale and 10 scale off-road.
8 scale and 10 scale on the same layout?
Yeah, you betcha.
Very nice. Okay. Well, congratulations on finding us and congratulations on your first win. You and Anthony Chapman will actually be joining us in the C main. So go charge your batteries and we'll see you in just a minute.
Awesome. Thanks, Mo.
Yep. All right. So it looks like Ty was able to put down 17 laps. Anthony Chapman, Chad with 16, Justin Fowell with 15. But check this out. The fast lap for all four was in the 35. So very, very close racing. It came down to consistency. It looks like Anthony Chapman at the end actually put a 35.00 on lap 16. His last lap was actually his fastest lap, but still missing it by 0.003 against Ty. So congratulations to all four of y'all. Let's exit this session, go straight to our C main. And I'm going to get that started really quick, and then I'm going to mention how we do our texts or protests, because I did not cover that. It's a very simple process, but I do want to cover it. All right, let me bring up my trusty heat sheet. Okay, so we are actually going to start with Mr. Glenn. If you can hear us, please join us. You are the TQ of the C main. He had a 9.522 going once, going twice, going thrice. He's not in Discord, so we'll pass him. Vince Slim will not be able to make it. So next up, we're going to go all the way to Canada to meet Mr. John Blakely, better known as the Otter, with a 9.531. So
You're right there.
Yep. So while we're waiting on John, let's review. Glenn, our TQ, 9.522. Vince Slim, 9.538 seconds behind him. If Vince did join, he'd be very close in terms of both John and Lee General behind him. All of them are separated by less than 1.2 seconds. Let's go down.
John's a lot faster than that.
Is
Sorry.
he?
Yeah. Let's talk about sandbagging.
What's the password
Our
again?
league's official sandbagger is calling John Blakely the sandbagger.
Yeah.
This one's
No,
full.
I haven't done well on this track for some reason. I started strong and I got weak. What's the password? 0224?
Correct.
Yeah, it's not working.
0224 is not working for you. Lee General, can you try since you're the next one?
Password protected for
Yeah, so-
multiplayer session is wrong.
All right, so that means I fat fingered it. Let's start this again. All right.
Yep,
So
not working.
I love how it asks you to put a password, and then it even tells you, would you like to hide your password? And we're doing it live, so everybody sees our passwords. But it's okay. We welcome you all to join us. Everyone can join
All
us.
right, here we go.
All right, so session is up. Let's take Mr. John Blakely all the way from Canada joining us with a 9.531, followed by Lee General joining us from the United States. He's on the West Coast. 9.531 from him as well, identical lap time. So both John and Lee, please join us. After that, we're going to go a little bit north of Texas in Missouri and meet Mr. Brad. He's also a track owner. So 9.532 from him. Ooh, he's very close to them as well. So John, Lee, and Brad have joined or will join, and 66% of them are track owners. All right, after Brad, we're going to have Kyle Neri. Kyle Neri, are you here? I don't think I saw your name. I don't think Kyle's here. Kyle, if you're here, please join us. We'll give you a few seconds. All right, let's go to Derek Pryor back to Canada. Corey Tyler, we're being overtaken by the Canadians. We've got so many Canadian fast guys joining us. Derek Pryor with an 8.505. All right, Derek's in the house. Next up, we're gonna actually go to Ty. He was the winner of the D-Main, so another Canadian. You heard him talking earlier. He's from Alberta, Canada. The track he races at races 8 scale and 10 scale on the same layout, which is very interesting to me. After Ty, we're going to take the next bump spot winner. That was Anthony Chapman. So we're going to have to travel down to Corpus Christi to meet Anthony Chapman. Should be 6 of y'all gentlemen. I see all 6 of you. All right, perfect. So we are running behind, so I'm going to go ahead and ask you guys one time. Do you have any concerns before I hit start?
All good here.
Thank you. Let's hit
Ready to
start
go.
race. All right, Jeremy Litke, if you can hear me, we will figure it out. I'll give you a prime example. It's 8:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. We are starting our B main. So I think you'll be in good hands, but if not, we can always move it back half an hour. Jeffrey Jordan, you asked in our Discord, when is the next race? We pretty much race every Wednesday, so every Wednesday you can join us. If somebody could respond that to him in Discord and text as well, that would be great. We're going to get racing in 2 seconds. Ooh,
I better go.
that looked like a jump start from Lee General. Let's see if he gets punished or not. He currently is battling for the lead. He's rocking those AE blue wheels and wing. He loves Team Associated. He was talking to me earlier how much he loves AE. That's why he decided to do a blue themed wing and wheel combo. He is being chased by Brad and his Kyosho MP10E. And John Blakely's right there too in the green buggy. Ooh, who's that in the blue? That looks like Anthony Chapman jumping over all 3 of them. Definitely carrying a lot more speed. Lee General totally messing up the front straight. Now he's going to let John Blakely and Brad Hefner lead the way. So both our 2 track owners are schooling the non-track owners right now. Lee General not letting them get by though. Interesting choice of line. Brad entered the apex wide and then carried the speed through the corner. Whoa, John just totally whipping it there. Ty is stuck on a cone for a rather long time. Derek Pryor driving the Wade Bynum Special Orange Edition buggy. Oh, sorry, that joke didn't age well. Wade Bynum is one of our Texas racers who for the last 22 years has had the same paint scheme. It's just a straight orange paint job. John Blakely getting stuck on the middle corner. The guys earlier wanted me to mention names, but I don't think you guys will get the names. So Brad and the Kyosho running in front right now. The Kyosho MP10E buggy is such a game changer that it looks like Team X-Ray has decided to innovate onto that and actually come up with saddle packs as well as a servo mount that moves around. Lee General going through that corner a lot faster than Brad as he got stuck there and is now leading the way. Anthony Chapman in third. We've got 2 minutes on the clock. I love how I'm reading, I should say, a conversation between Corey and Jeffrey Jordan. And this is what I call generation gap right there. So Corey says, so Jeffrey asked, when is the next race? Corey said, we race every Wednesday. And then Jeffrey said, bet, like B-E-T, bet. And then Corey goes, bet, question mark? And then Jeffrey goes, no, I mean like bet I'll be there. This reminds me of how our password we
Apparently
used
I'm
to say,
super old.
you're super old, man. You even have a kid now. Wait, who just said he's super old? Was that Justin or was that Corey? I couldn't tell who it was, but yeah, no, it's bet and bra. All these new words that the kids are coming up with now makes me feel super old. 3 minutes on the clock. I mentioned earlier I was going to actually explain how we do text and all that stuff, or not tech, but how we deal with issues like if the power goes out. So it's sort of simple. If something happens to one person at any point of the race, we can't do anything about it. It's considered a local incident. We don't lose sleep on it. If something happens to 2 or more people in the first 5 minutes, then at the discretion of the race director, we will do a restart. Now, if something happens after 5 minutes and 1 second, then at that point, it's basically gonna come down to us catching the live feed where it ended, and that timestamp will determine where we finish. Can somebody let Mr. Justin Whitaker know that he is still good? Thank you, Greg. Just tell him it's the C main right now. He's in the B main, so his name is going to be called up next. All right, so basically, let's say if something happened right now to one person, we can't do anything about it. If something happened to 2 people, we would leave it at the race director's decision. If it happens at 5:01, whether it's the server in France or the server in Houston, we really can't do anything about it. The timestamp will determine. The timestamp will just determine. Oh, Lee General leading the way, making that mistake as you guys saw there. That's going to let John Blakely pull away. Keep in mind, it's 2 bump spots that we're taking. Right now, nobody's secured either spot. As Brad, John, and Lee, all 3 have led at different times of this race. Ty, who was dead last earlier, has now moved up to 4th, but he's bringing Derek to the party with him, as Derek is showing is just 0.8 seconds behind him. Anthony Chapman is 9 seconds behind him. Lap time wise, at 5 minutes on the clock, that's 50% of the race done. It's a great chance for us to look at lap time. So Anthony Chapman, since we're on him, 35.3 from him. I believe in his D main second bump spot, he ran a 35.00 something. I think it was a 006. So here he is running a 35.35. So hopefully he can better that, get into the 34-second club. Derek Pryor joining us from Canada, like the devil, 35.666. So hopefully he can either better it and see if he can get in the 34-second club. Keep in mind the entire D main guys ran 35s. So my C main folks, I'm hoping to see some 34s. Ty, first guy in the 34s, 34.7 from him. Ty won the D main, and here he is, almost on the, he's about 12 seconds off the podium right now, but 34.7 from him. Good for him. Lots of coverage as well as track time for him. Meanwhile, our friendly track owner from Missouri, Mr. Brad, is running 34s as well. 34.7 from him. He's actually catching up to Lee General. He's only 4 seconds behind him. Lee General in the 33s. Now we have somebody in the 33s. 33.9. I must admit, I was not expecting 33s till the B main, but Lee General proved me wrong with a 33.9. John also proving me wrong. 32.8 from him. Definitely wasn't expecting 32s till the B main. John is from Canada, also another track owner. Nice to see all these track owners join us. That's why we wanted to avoid Friday, Saturday, Sunday races, so we could have midweek programs for guys that love the hobby, but due to their work, which is being a track owner, that they themselves cannot race. I've been told multiple times track owners normally don't have the time to run on their own track, and if they do, then the program suffers in quality. So those that are able to juggle it, that just means they've got excellent employees with good people skills and good customer service. So if y'all can run at your own track successfully and do good, good for you. John leading the way with a 32.8, Lee General with a 33.9, Brad with a 34.7, Ty with a 34.7, Derek with a 34.4 now, and Ty, Anthony Chapman with a 35.2. So we're just waiting for Mr. Anthony Chapman from Corpus Christi. Ooh, nice line there. Here he is making the pass on Derek Pryor. Or was that a lap traffic? I think that was lap traffic. So actually, let's focus in on this for a second. I believe this is... I think this is the closest battle I can focus on right now. Yep, this is the closest battle, gentlemen. Oh, commentators.
Me and Brad I got stuck in the dirt.
Oh, Lee General
My
and
car got
Brad.
stuck
This
in the
is the
dirt.
bump spot. We've got Lee General yelling dirt everywhere. And it's okay.
Oh no,
for
I got
him.
Marshall and it just stuck my car in the dirt. I couldn't move for like 3 seconds.
At least your Marshall did not get hit in the head like from this past weekend with that poor X-ray driver. Oh, now Brad getting stuck in the dirt. What is with the dirt today? With 8 minutes on the clock, John Blakely is starting to walk away. Lee General and Brad having a great battle. Here they go down the home stretch. let's see their times. Both of them clocking in about 58 to 60 kilometers per hour. This battle is not over, and the reason I'm focusing on this one and not the battle for 5th and 6th is because whoever is the betterment of these two will get the second bump spot. John making either a mistake or slowing down, not sure what happened because he just lost some solid time as Lee General is now only 4 seconds behind him and Brad is only 1 second behind Lee General. So closest battle is for the second spot between Lee and Brad, but John for some reason losing some time. He went from an 8-second advantage to just a 4-second advantage. So with 1 minute on the clock, it could technically come down to anyone at this point. Here we are with Lee General. Let's switch to John, see what he's up to. Oh, he's going through lap traffic. Taking it extra careful. No mistakes from him. Oh, ran wide a little there, and he makes it through that section. I think he's going to have to make it through that section one more time. This is a massive track. It's a 30-plus second track. Our A-main folks may get into the 30s, but I assure you, till that time, we will see slower lap times. And no, 32 is not slow. 32 is considered reasonably fast, and we're still in the C-main. It looks like Lee General is now only 2 seconds behind John. Is John getting nervous, or is Lee getting better? I don't know. Let's check Lee's track time. Lee, 33.7, fast lap on that last lap. Lee General is definitely getting faster. John Blakely, 2.6 seconds now. Time is still going. They will both, I think, make it. Let's see.
No.
Oh, no. I think they will. No. Well, actually, you know, well, Brad is only 5 seconds behind. John got caught, so I think he's safe. Lee General, as long as he doesn't miss. Oh, he's good. They got caught. Here comes Brad. Brad got caught. Ty making a mistake. Ty, you're still on the clock. Anthony Chapman's right behind you. Anthony Chapman finished. Derek is still on the clock. Nope, he finished as well. All right, gentlemen, when you finish, please bring your car into the pits. Everyone should be finished except for Ty. So Ty, in terms of point, got some bonus points. He won the last one and then moved up 2 more spots on people that had qualified him. Good for him in the points. Alrighty. Good racing, guys. Let's go to Parc Ferme and talk to our second Canadian of the day that we're talking to on the podium, Mr. John Blakely. I am really curious to know. Hello, hello. I'm really curious to know what happened there at the last 60 seconds.
I made a couple of big mistakes. I think it was on the back straight, I believe. I literally jumped out on the fence and disappeared, and then there's a couple more little bubbles. Yeah, it was like a really long lap.
Yeah, no, you had an 8-second lead when I glanced on your side, and out of nowhere, Lee General, and you were just 4 seconds apart. And overall, he only finished about 2 point something seconds. So you actually beat our league sandbagger. So you get the title of sandbagger according to him now. But I think y'all were very similarly. Go ahead, Lee.
Yeah,
Thank you.
yeah,
Called
no,
it.
I agree. This track, I mean, if you get it wrong, it's really wrong. So, I mean, that's what I've had the issues with is consistency. I can do really good, and then I get some really bad laps. I had like a 39, a 40, a couple 40s. So, yeah, that really hurt me.
Yep. And 32.8 was John's fast lap. It looks like Lee, Brad, Ty, Anthony Chapman, and Derek were all 33.7 to 34.7. So Anthony Chapman was the only one that I was saying has not joined the 34-second club, and on lap 12 he ran a 34.7, which was quicker than Brad's 34.7. So good for him as well. So the entire field pretty much very close to each other. 17 lap. We got 4 guys in the 17 lap club, 2 in the 16 lap club. This is what I love about our leagues. No classification of Sportsman Open Pro. Everybody runs where they qualify, and it makes for great entertaining races. So you heard from John Blakely. Congratulations to him on winning and moving forward to our B main, which is where John and Lee will go.
Awesome. Thank you.
Yep, thank you.
Good run, guys.
If you're in the B
nice race, Brad.
main, please stay on standby. From the comments, Justin Fowle said this track is so much fun, but very unforgiving. Yep. It can punish you. Which is funny, Justin, because when you watch our
All
A-main
kinds of
folks,
wrong.
yeah, when you watch our A-main folks, you'll see they will jump over cones that they know so well that they've named them Bob and Gary and Larry and Chuck and Larry and Mo, and they'll jump over those cones and not get docked. But when our C-Main and Demon guys do it, they'll always get docked. It's crazy. All right, let me put my heat sheet back up so y'all can kind of see. So we take 6 folks into a main. So we are in our B main. Hopefully y'all can see the B main sign in the background. If you can't, let me know. So that would mean we start with Justin Whitaker with a 9.504. That is a very impressive time for Mr. Justin. Hopefully he is here now and can hear us and join us. Going once. Going twice. Okay, Justin, if you can hear us, please join in. Oh, you just joined. Perfect. Thank you. Next up is Steve Belogan. I believe Steve is joining us from Florida. Steve, if you can hear me, please join us. Going once, going twice, going thrice. Okay, Steve, whenever you can, just join us. Next up is Mr. Brian Nisbet. He is joining us from Canada. Hopefully I'm not mispronouncing his name. 9509 from him. So Steve and Brian very close to each other. 0.1 second separating them. So Steve, you can join us. Brian, you can join us. Next up, we're going to come back down to Texas to meet Mr. Mark Duong with a 9.512. Can y'all hear all that racket my wife is making in the kitchen?
Yep.
Hey, they can hear all the racket you're making in the kitchen.
Is it going to be good?
They asked, is it going to be good? What are you making? She's baking chicken. Making chicken. All right, Mark Duong with a 9.512. I'll actually post a picture when it's done. When we used to run our league on Thursdays, I was guaranteed pizza. So the last 30 minutes were so unbearable for me. Like, it was just unreasonably unbearable. But now with it not being pizza night, it's whatever. All right, after Mark Duong, we're going to go join Mr. Frenchie. Frenchie is joining us from France. I believe he now lives in New York or New Jersey. 9.513 from him, which is less than or exactly a second from Mark Duong's 9.512. And after Mr. Frenchie, we're going to go to Jeremy Litke again, back to Canada. Is Jeremy Litke here? Yep, he is. Jeremy Litke is sponsored by Texas's RC America. I like to say Texas's RC America because they are based out of Texas. RC America, for those that don't know, are the exclusive distributor for X-Ray hoodie or hoodie, however you want to say it, products, meaning they sell to A-Main, and then A-Main sells you that kit. And the reason I'm bringing that up is because they just came out with one of the most exciting buggies, but we'll talk more about that once we get started. Let me not take any more time for anyone else. Next up is Mr. John Blakely, who I see has sneaked in there in the 5th spot. Next up is Lee General. Lee, please join us. So Lee and John with identical times. Jeremy is a little quicker than them by a whole lot, 15 seconds. But then Frenchie, Mark are pretty much glued to the hip with a second. Then Steve and Brian are kind of glued together. So we've got pockets of people that are really close to each other. So this is going to make for some great battle. All right, folks, let's give everyone 10 seconds to speak up. If you need a minute, speak up now. Okay, nobody spoke up. We're going to hit start race. It is 8:45. I apologize for us running late. Please stick around for the raffle. We will be giving away, courtesy of our racers, 2 club practice days to a brick and mortar hobby shop. Let's look at some comments. Justin Fowell wrote his comment about the track. Then Hunter King said, "This is my favorite track." Let's watch the race start. On the tone they go. Justin with an amazing start, pulling 6 to 10 feet worth of track on everyone else. Oh, making a mistake though, trying to recover it, and it did more harm to him. You know, I was watching Hunter King in that corner earlier, and it's really cool to see some guys have such a level of connectedness with their buggies or truggies or bashers, where when they wreck, they know to turn the wheel right or turn the wheel left and give it some throttle, and their hope is the front wheel catches on and flips them on the right side. And it's really cool for me to see bashers do, because we bashers are sort of, and I say we because I think I bash more than I race. We kind of just learn to do it pretty well, and we've got great manufacturers like Traxxas putting, I don't know what it's called anymore, but it's like an AVC control where it kind of rocks back and forth and fixes it by itself. But on e-buggies and nitro buggies, when I see that happen from folks that have been playing for long, it is a beautiful sight to watch. But in Justin Whitaker's case, he went from first to seventh because he ended up fixing his buggy and pointing it on the pipe and getting stuck on the pipe for 4 seconds. So, not good for him. All right, we were talking earlier about Jeremy Litke, and I was talking about him because I want to mention he's sponsored by Team X-Ray. And the reason I'm bringing that up is because X-Ray just launched earlier this week their new 2021 X-Ray buggies, and their marketing department probably has a bigger budget than, I'm not going to mention the brand's Team Associated Cough Cough's entire manual marketing and build budget. X-Ray spends so much money on their manuals and their website that if you actually try to load up their website with a dial-up connection, for those that don't know what a dial-up connection, you must be Greg Harmer's age. Greg, so before the time of the fast internet and 2 gigabits per second speeds that we talk about, there was this thing called dial-up, and it had a very cool ringtone, which I'll play for you later on. Oh, Brian Nesbitt leading the way, getting stuck on that pipe, letting 4 guys past him. Tough luck for him. So who's leading the way? I think it's none other than our friendly Steve Blogan leading the way. Wow, good for Steve.
Go, Steve.
Yep, Steve, everybody's rooting for you. But
Old guys
so
rule.
their website. That's so rude. Who said that? Was that Lee General?
I'm an old guy. What?
Oh, okay, fine. You can say that. So I'll explain that part, I guess. Lee General just said, "Go, Steve. Old guys rule." He's saying that because Steve is our most experienced racer, politely put, at the age of 74. I think Greg Harmer is a
Awesome.
whole 60 years younger than him, if I'm not mistaken. Wow, 60 years younger than him. That's crazy. Okay, anyways, Steve's leading the way. He may be experienced in age. Age is just a number. 74 is an experienced number, but look at his lap times, though. 33.1 from him, leading the way right now. He is actually being chased by none other than Jeremy Litke, which is helping me come back on topic. So, X-ray manuals and websites are so heavy that if you try to load it up with a slow connection, your computer or whatever your device you're using may actually crash. They do not spare any expenses on 2 of their parts, in my opinion. Their manuals and marketing, obviously, and then the steel that they use. I swear, I feel like it is medical grade related steel. So pick up whatever your favorite brand is. Pick up one of their CVAs or CVD steels, steel, whatever you want to call it, the part that's just straight, and hit it on any other metal part, and then take an X-ray one and hit it. You'd be shocked how even from the old XB808, the craftsmanship and the refinement is just amazing. So super impressed with what they've done, and I love how they took Kyosho's saddle pack that Kyosho brought back and decided to give that again as an option. Now, before anyone says that Kyosho is being copied by X-Ray, I will kindly and politely remind you that a few years ago, X-Ray had already played with this saddle pack, and not only did X-Ray already play with it, before them, a beautiful brand by the name of Serpent, with their, I believe it was called the 811-E, had also played with the saddle packs, and saddle packs is just running two 2S batteries versus the traditional and outdated single 4S, in my opinion. So, yeah, enough marketing spiel from RC America and X-Ray, not that we get paid or anything. Let's look at some lap times with 5 minutes on the clock. So our other old guy, as he likes to call it, is running 34s in the back. He is 24 seconds behind Brian Nesbitt, who's running 32.5. Keep in mind, Brian was doing really good till he met, as Greg likes to say, Bob, and got stuck on Bob the cone and let the entire field pass him. Justin Whitaker is another person here. Let's kind of focus in on him. He's driving the green buggy going down the front straight right now. 31.7 from right there is where he got caught and let the entire field go by. Frenchie having a really good run in the pink buggy, 33.5. Oh, I spoke too soon. That last lap, he just did a 33.0. Good lap from him. He is chasing down Mr. Mark Duong. Mark Duong is a 10-scale racer from the East Coast, if I'm not mistaken, who moved to Texas last year and has been racing with us since then. Earlier he was being, I'm going to say he was being pushed to 8 skill because that's what we run in Texas. But fortunately for him, one of our former sponsors opened up a 10 skill track, and Mark has been a regular podium finisher there. So Mark is happy with his 10 skill buggies. It's cleaner. Right in front of Mark is John Blakely. Now I understand why Lee General, our friendly league sandbagger, called him the sandbagger, because John was all the way down in the C main, and here he is on the podium spot of the B main. So really good run from him. He did find faster times,
I'm
32.8
not
from him.
screw up.
He said, don't screw up, I think. Steve Belogan, though,
Mm-hmm.
in second now, 33.0 from him. He has not really made any mistakes, but at the same time, he hasn't been able to get out of the 33s. Somebody that did get out of the 33s is none other than Jeremy Litke, driving the 2021 X-Ray XB8E. 32.3 is his fast lap. I don't think he's got a chance to practice much today. He just showed up from work, logged in, and look at him here. 4 seconds ahead of Steve Belogan. Closest battle on the track with 7 minutes to go is actually between 4th, 5th, and 6th. They're all separated by 1 second. That's that middle cluster. So this is John Blakely. Right behind him is Justin Whitaker. Right behind him, oh, sorry, Justin Whitaker just made the pass now. Justin Whitaker moving up to the podium spot. John is right behind him. Frenchie's right behind him. So since we last talked less than 30 seconds ago, Frenchie's moved up on Mark Duong and Justin's moved up on John Blakely. Identical looking green buggies, but there is some difference with the wing combo. Here they both go, Justin and John. Interesting lines. Justin likes to short his jump so he can get on the gas quicker, whereas John likes to overshoot it and stay on the throttle the entire time. There you see it again. Both of them very different tactics. This is where Justin got stuck last time. He keeps it clean this time. Throws a little baby whip. Makes some good time on John. Slides into the pipe there. Not making much of a difference. 31.7 from him. Wow. We're in the 31s already, guys. A main, no pressure, but y'all better be in the 31s. Jeremy Litke, 32.3. So while Jeremy Litke leading the way running some 32s, Justin is actually throwing down 31s running in third. Unfortunately, with 2 minutes to go, I think there's just too much of a distance, or not enough time, I should say, for him to catch back up to Steve and Jeremy and make the pass on them. We'll see
My
though.
transponder's not working.
I'm getting the famous my transponder is not working. Coming from a person that just ran a 40, then a 35, then a 41, then a 34, then a 44, then a 34, then 111. How do you even do that?
It's not counting my laps.
Oh, so you weren't joking. Oh,
Oh,
I saw what you just
excuse.
did. I saw what you just did. So if you jump that cone the way you just
Yeah.
did, and then don't stop or go back, it's not going to count your laps. Nice try, Lee. You actually had me wanting to troubleshoot the decoder, because at our physical track in Mini Z Racing, when guys say my lap time's not tracking, I have to quickly go look what's going on. But I almost tried to do that right now. This is a virtual game, and the timing's on them, not me. Back to Jeremy Litke. Where is he? Is he lapping somebody, or is he getting past? I can't tell. Sorry,
No, I'm
Lee.
lapping general.
Okay, you're lapping. You're lapping the general who threw me off. Yeah, thank you for lapping him. Perfect timing. All right, so Jeremy Litke, fast lap 32.3, leading the way. The buggy is so fresh that he hasn't even had time to deck out his wheel or wings or put stickers on his car. So he's just running a flat red or a gloss red paint job. Really excited to see. I think what they did really innovatively compared to the Kyosho is, while the Kyosho was super cool in how they reversed the direction of the motor and caused a gyroscopic downwards effect to keep the buggy low in jumps. X-Ray instead is offering to even relocate the servo when you're running saddle pack versus forest, which I think is super cool. So you have the option to run whatever you want. With 10 minutes on the clock, they should all be finishing. I think Steve Belogan disconnected, unfortunately. I had mentioned earlier that Justin Whitaker is probably too far back to make the pass, but on my system, I can't even see Steve's name anymore, so I think Steve's just disconnected. So Corey Tyler, if you're listening in, Steve Belogan will be getting the spot. So we know when he'll be getting the 8th spot basically for points. If you're wondering why I'm
Yeah,
saying
was
that, is
some
because our
close racing right
admin.
there.
Say that again?
Close racing right there.
Oh yeah, that's you guys qualified close and you guys done really well. All right, let's wait for everyone to finish. Who are we waiting on? Everybody's in the pits except for Lee General. Okay, he's being brought in. All right. So unfortunately, it says Steve Logan did not finish. I assure you, he was running in second before he got disconnected. We do have 2 bumps. Wait, what's going on here? Yep, we do have 2 bumps. So it looks like if your name started with a J, you were a podium spot guaranteer. So basically, Jeremy, Justin, John, all 3 taking the. It's kind of like they were racist against you, Frenchie. It's because you don't use your real name. You go by Frenchie. That's why you're in 6th. If you're using your real name, you'd be up there in the podium spot. Anyways, let's go straight to Jeremy
No, I
Litke
just,
on
I just
Park
had no
Firm
practice. That's it.
He said he needs more practice. We all need more practice in life. Jeremy, do you have a hot mic?
Yeah.
Hey, so I've been talking about this X-Ray. How did you like driving it today on the track?
I don't know.
Okay, how did your race go?
Well, it went pretty good.
Pretty
Didn't
good.
practice much this week.
Well, for
Just
not
picked up the
practicing
radio,
much.
sat down, and
Oh, so came back from work, sat down with the radio, and just came first.
yep.
Good for you. I hope you can carry that momentum going into the A main. Congratulations on moving up. You and
Thank you, I'll
Justin
try.
Whitaker will both be getting the bump spot, so we'll see you guys in the A main. Let's look at some hot laps. It looks like Justin Whitaker got a 31.7 on lap 7. He was the only person in the 31-second club. After that, we've got Jeremy, John, and Brian all in the 32-second club. Then Mark and Frenchie were having a great battle. It looks like Mark Duong getting the best over there out of Frenchie. 33 from him. Lee General with the 34. I think Steve Logan was somewhere in the 33-34 as well before he got disconnected. So that's how they'll end. It is 8:58. Let's quickly start our A main. So A main folks, please be on standby. You can start lining up according to qualifying order. I'll call you guys.
All right, guys, I have to log off. Wishing everybody a good evening.
Yep, take care.
Same for you.
Ian.
Alrighty, let's get our heat sheet back up. Our TQ for tonight is none other than Hunter King with a 10.522. He gets the TQ spot over Billy Cayley by less than 0.12. So let's get Hunter King. He's there. Let's go to Scottsdale, Arizona to meet Billy Cayley, joining us with a 10.522. Billy was sitting at TQ till Hunter got him. It was a really exciting qualifier run where Gary and Hunter kept on going back at it, and then Billy TQ'd over both of them while they were trash talking. Then Hunter went back in, and all this happened in the last 5 minutes. It was super exciting to watch. So Billy Cayley's in the house. Next up is Gary Crowell representing Idaho and JQ Racing, 10.523. It's honestly not worth mentioning the top three's time because they're identical almost. They're separated by 0.2. So the top 3 are going to be great to watch. Next up is Joshua Vigil, 10.529, notoriously known for putting down hot laps but not having great consistency. He has improved on that over the last, I want to say, 2 to 3 months. So let's see how he does today. Joshua Vigil is representing New Mexico, and I believe he's a AKA/Techno driver, so good for him. Josh, you still here? Yeah, I see his name, so let's give him another second or two. All right, Josh, join us when you can. Right after Josh, we're going to have to take a flight to Canada to meet Kevin Tyler racing with us for the first time. Kevin, you can join us now. Kevin joins us with a 10.532, which is roughly 2 to 3 seconds behind Joshua Vigil. So he's in the house. Can somebody tag Joshua Vigil? I think he may not be paying attention to the feed.
He's got a connection error.
I believe he said he couldn't get in.
Couldn't get in. Okay. So restart.
Another connection operation.
Yeah. Restart your. So I'm thinking you can hear me, Josh. So just restart your computer. Sorry, not your computer. Restart the game. Just restart the game, and we'll buy you some time because I want to do the raffle anyways. After Kevin Tyler, let's go Greg Harmer, number 6. That's 9.503. Greg is missing that 10 lap club by just 3 seconds. So he's right there with the fast guys. Greg, if you can hear me, please join. Then after Greg Harmer, we are going to take our bump spots. Who was our bump spot? I think Justin got second, but who was in front of Justin? Oh, Jeremy Lipke. So Jeremy Lipke's already here. Josh is already here.
I
The
got the
Otter's on
same error
standby.
as Josh. I got the same error as Josh.
Okay, Greg, then restart your computer as well because Josh is in now. When you guys are
Yeah.
getting these errors, they're locally on your computer, so just restart the game. Alright, Jeremy's in here, Joshua's in here, Kevin's in here. So while we're waiting on Greg, let's go ahead and take Justin Whitaker. Justin's in here as well. So 7 of the drivers are here. We're waiting on Greg Harmer. While we are waiting for Greg Harmer to join, Greg, speak up when you are in because I'm going to change screens and I won't see it. Let's go ahead and quickly spin the wheel. Hat says Amin on top. So we're spinning this wheel hoping one of our members here would win this. Whoever wins this is one of the people that supported us. Our league wants to support all the brick and mortar hobby shops for going through COVID and the tough times that they've seen over the last, honestly, 18 months now. And the goal here is to give back to them. So the winner of this will get a $25 credit from our league to go to a physical track in the next 90 days and essentially practice or club race. Just take a picture of the receipt and the hobby shop outside it or of the manager, and we'd love to tag their track and tell people about it. So let's see who wins this one.
I'm in, just so you know.
Thank you, Greg. Thank you, Greg, for letting me know that you're in. And Greg, Gary Crowell, I could hear you when you said test, test. And I wonder if that was a code word for the wheel to stop on your name, Gary, because you are also the winner.
Nice.
Nice. So Gary Crowell, I believe, does not have any intentions of going, so he will roll that over to. Oh,
I do.
Oh, very nice. So let me update
I
this.
got 2 10 scale buggies ready for carpet.
I love hearing this. So let me update this right now. So Gary Crowell, congratulations on winning. I just updated it on Discord. So we're going to remove that, and I'll talk about what Gary will be doing with that. So Gary Crowell is in Idaho. Looks like he's got 10 scale toys. Let me start the race and then continue talking because Gary can multitask. All right, all 8 of my A-Main folks, this is the main show. We've got 160 people watching between YouTube and Facebook. Do you guys need a minute or is everyone good? Speak up now if you need a minute. All right, nobody spoke up. Let's hit start race. In 30 seconds, we're going to go watch this. So Gary Crowell just won himself a club entry. I'm excited to see which track he goes to and who he takes a picture with. Obviously, socially distancing, taking the picture with the receipt in his hand.
Oh, no one else will be.
Welcome to RC in 2021. Alrighty, so 10 seconds to go. I'm warming my hands, getting ready to see who I have to chase down. We're going to be starting focused on Hunter King. On the tone they go. Gary Crowell on the inside trying to make a pass on Billy Cayley, but Billy Cayley holding his line. The top 3 guys all glued. It looks like Joshua Vigil with them too in the white buggy. Wow. We will do a ride along of this A-Main, I promise. I just need to make sure they all get a good clean start before we load one of them up. Jeremy is about a second back on those lead groups. Hunter King, Gary Crowell, looks like Billy Cayley and Joshua Vigil, all 4 in a league of their own. The top 4 are kind of splitting away from Justin Whitaker, Kevin Tyler, Greg Harmer, and Jeremy Lidke there. Top 4 still glued. Now what may happen here is Billy and Josh and Gary may start battling out, which is what it looks like, and Hunter may actually get away. Joshua Vigil getting a little loose. Oh, Hunter King making a mistake. That's going to let Billy Cayley take the lead. Hunter King side by side. Joshua Vigil just giving it all. Hunter King with a mistake. That's going to cost him a few spots, as I believe even Justin Whitaker and Greg Harmer are right on his tail now. So now it's Joshua Vigil getting loose on to that, what do you guys call that, Bob. Gary Crowell still sitting in third, sitting behind. Gary is notorious for sitting behind the young guns and just watching quietly and letting them make mistakes as he stays consistent. He is not worried about who's leading as long as he can stay within striking distance. Here comes Billy Cayley onto the home straight. Looks like Joshua Vigil got a good draft. Billy Cayley still in first. Joshua Vigil in second. Gary Crowell in third. You can see how Joshua Vigil's buggy keeps on getting loose. That's just how he drives on the edge. Gary Crowell looks like he's under a lot more control. I don't know if it's tire selection, it's buggy setup, or if it's just how they drive differently. I do believe the drivers are at least 30 years apart in age, so different driving styles, different reflexes. Who knows? What I do know is that Billy Cayley from Scottsdale, Arizona is leading the way. Gary Crowell now showing in second. Joshua Vigil making a slight mistake, and that's going to let Hunter King catch back up. Hunter King always likes to have an uphill battle. He was leading perfectly, made one mistake, and now having to go and pretty much go uphill now. Justin Whitaker having a great battle with, it looks like, Greg Harmer there. Wait, where is it? No, it's actually Kevin Tyler. It looks like Kevin Tyler and Justin Whitaker are two new folks to the league having a good battle in the middle. Wow. I have not even had a chance to look away to see lap times, and it's just, if you look at the left side of my screen, you'll see that Joshua Vigil is just 0.3 behind Hunter King, and Justin is just 0.2 behind Kevin Tyler. They're all way too close for me to look away. So let's see if we can find the lead group. We're not doing any ride-alongs till they have a significant lead, or somebody in the middle is just too far back or too far forward. That's Billy Cayley from Scottsdale, Arizona. That's Gary Crowell from Idaho. Where's Hunter King? There is Hunter King. All right, they've kind of spread out, so let me quickly look at lap times. So, fast lap from Greg Harmer, 32.4. Jeremy Lidke, who is 6 seconds in front of him, 31.6 from him. Justin Whitaker, who is just 0.6. So what you're seeing on screen is all separated by half a second to 0.7. So Justin Whitaker with a 32.6. Kevin Tyler, who's leading this middle group right now, 32.2 from him. This group's having a great battle. Oh no, looks like Justin Whitaker on the far right side over there getting stuck in the dirt as Kevin Tyler gets some breathing room. So Hunter King in third place with a 31.2. In practice, goofing around, he was running 30s. So we'll see a 30 from him. Oh, I spoke too soon. I was going to say we'll see a 30 from him soon. And he just ran a 30.7. So we officially have someone in the 30s. 30.7. Gary Crowell, 31.6, still hounding down Billy Cayley, who himself is running 31.4s. So the fastest person on the track is actually in third place. That is none other than Hunter King of TLR. And he's got a bunch of other sponsors, which we'll ask him about. I only know that his major sponsor is TLR. So Gary Crowell, his major sponsor is JQ Racing and Beach RC Racing. And then I'm not sure about Billy Cayley's sponsors yet. Actually, I've never had the pleasure of speaking to Billy Cayley audio-wise, but we chat all the time, and he gives us great suggestions, and he's done a lot in terms of shaping how this league is. A lot of you guys are vocal, and a lot of you in the background just send me text messages. We are about to watch the young gun Hunter King make the pass on our favorite robot, Gary Crowell. We call him the robot because he is Mr. Consistent. Hunter King, on the other hand, I'm not making up the King part. His last name is King. He is the king of speed. Throws down some really quick lap times. I think only Joshua Vigil and Joseph Johnson are the ones that match him for fast lap. But Billy Cayley and Gary Crowell, while not too far off their fast laps, they're known more for their consistency, as you can see why they are running 1 and 2, and Hunter King will chase them down and then kind of lose a foot here, lose a foot there. We've been commentating for a while, but it has only been 5.5 minutes for this race. We've still got 4.5 minutes to go. Lots of racing to go. Look on the right side of my screen, please. In 10 laps that Gary Crowell has ran on screen, all of them have been 31s. That's crazy. Let's check out Hunter King. Hunter King, who just made the pass on Gary, has ran anything from a 36-second lap to a 30.7 second lap. That's crazy. All right. Brian Nesbitt in the comments says lap 4 killed him in that last main. It sure did, as he lost a lot of positions there. Do I need any comments that I need to be reread? In general, what's this track called? Ty, this track is called Silver Dollar 3. If you want to practice it, just look for Silver Dollar 3. I believe this track is located in Chico, California. Oh, sorry, you guys were talking about John Blakely's track in Ontario. That's why I should always read from top down, not bottom up. Alright, back to racing. Let's see what's going on. It looks like the battle is still fresh between Billy, Hunter, and Gary. Jeremy Lidke moving all the way up to 4th. I can see him and Kevin Tyler are having a great battle in the back. Here they are in the middle section. Oh, it looks like Jeremy in the red buggy making a mistake. Greg Harmer moving up on Justin Whitaker, having a great battle. Greg is now sponsored, so hopefully he'll ditch the white bodies and come up with a nice painted theme. Joshua Vigil with a 31.1, so the only other person outside of Hunter King to get close to a 30-second lap time. But unfortunately for him, he is just as inconsistent and currently sitting in 6th place, and Jeremy Litke is doing a great job keeping him behind him. Kevin Tyler now leading the mid-pack, but Gary Crowell, Hunter King separated by less than a second. Billy Cayley separated by less than a second. So 1.5 seconds of a blanket, and all three of these could be covered in it. Still no one with enough room for me to do a ride-along. I definitely don't want to mess up anybody's race, so we will see who we can pick on. The top two guys are too close, so I definitely don't want to do that. Actually, you know what? Hunter King says he doesn't mind, so let's ride along with Hunter King as he's in second. Alright folks, you are officially riding along with Hunter King's TLR XE Elite. Here he goes through the tight left section now, followed by a tight right-hander. Right here is where, not right here actually, on this left side, this jump, you have to get it perfectly right around the cone. It looks like he plays it safe this time. Interesting strategy there, just sending it. Another send right over here. You have to get that cone right as well. Now full throttle here. Full throttle, carry it all the way through towards the main banner. Let's see, ooh, 61.6 kilometers from him this time. So this is what a track looks like in Chico, California. I'm not sure what year they had this layout, but we call it Silver Dollar 3.
I think it was 2014.
2014, thank you for whoever mentioned that. So 2014 was this beautiful layout. This track has 3 of their layouts, and this is our favorite one. While we are actually watching Hunter King, he is actually chasing down Billy Cayley, and this is just another way to prove that us riding along does not slow you down, even though I personally think it does. Or Hunter King's just that fast. He likes to put on a show. He's actually chasing down Billy Cayley as we ride with him. Billy's played it really safe so far. Can he do it 50 more seconds and hold him back? Gary Crowell looks like behind Hunter made a mistake as he's now 1.6 seconds behind. This TLR XE Elite buggy looks very planted. Very, very planted. Those of you that are new to the league, if you're wondering if you joined us, if you'll get the same setup, of course you will. All these guys are very friendly. They can be annoying because they like posting a lot of memes, but they'll also post their setup. So ignore the memes and look at the setup. Ask questions. They'll help you out a lot. I promise you, all of them will be helpful, from our 7th, 8th place finisher to our 1st, 2nd place finisher. This ride along is getting very interesting with 10 seconds to go. I may actually have to switch screens so we can actually capture this from the Skyverse view. So this is what it comes down to, guys. Timer has ended. It is a race to the finish line, and I think Billy Cayley will be safe. Hunter King giving it his all. Ooh, finally getting sideways. Billy Cayley getting sideways. Everybody was pushing on that last corner. Crazy good race, guys. So much display of talent. Wow. I was shaking. I don't even know how you guys finished that race.
Well, dude, I was shaking the whole time.
Yeah.
My arm was cramped.
I love hearing that. All right, let's go to Parc Ferme. Who are we waiting on? Gary Crowell, please hit spacebar. And Billy Cayley, please hit spacebar. Justin Whitaker, you say you suck, but you actually do not suck. You are in the A main and only finished 7 seconds behind Greg Harmer. Alright, looks like everybody hit spacebar so we can read out the times. Wow, nobody in this league sucks. Look at that, 19 to 18 laps. That's ridiculously fast. Who knows the record? What's the world record on this track? Does anybody know?
It is a 30.1 by Rob Gillespie.
30.1, and here we have multiple guys running within a second of that. That's ridiculous. That's crazy.
My profile ever
Yeah, Rob's pretty good.
Yeah, he's
really good.
All right. Well, excellent display of racing. Let's go straight to Parc Ferme and interview our 3rd spot finisher, Idaho's Gary Crowell. Gary, first, thank your sponsors, then I want to talk to you about something.
I do want to thank JQ Racing and Beach RC for their support, and I love their stuff. I want to race the e-buggy this year and then see what happens in 2022.
Awesome. Thank you for that. Now, the question I want to ask you is the same question I ask you every other week. Are you worried about these young guns coming with so much talent and speed?
Well, as a racer, always. But as far as age, no. I've kept track of a number of older racers that get the job done, and I'd like to consider myself one of those and see. Yeah, I've seen people with 10 and 20 years more experience, realize their potential, and I want to. That's what I want to do.
Awesome. And Gary's one of those people that play with telemetry, so he is definitely looking for ways to find speed. So congratulations to him. My last question for you is a refreshing question. You actually mentioned after you're racing with us that you're actually going to a physical track soon. So which track are you
Yeah,
going to, and what class do you plan on running there?
there's it's the I want to call it the track is actually in Caldwell or Nampa, Idaho, and it's we just got it. Oh man.
And what class do you plan on running there?
I'll be racing Kyosho RB7 and a ZX7.
Okay, so two-wheel drive, four-wheel drive. Very nice.
Yeah, and I got a couple mod motors in them, and I've been trolling the RC Tech and the Kyosho America websites, getting setups, and talked to CJ Jelen about setup. And the place is called Treasure Valley RC 2C Brick House.
Interesting. Treasure Valley Brick House? Is that what you said?
Treasure Valley RC 2C Brick House.
Wow, that's a mouthful. I think
Yeah,
just Treasure Valley Island sounds like a different kind of place that I don't think RC guys go to, but who knows?
Yeah, it doesn't fit in the logo.
All right, well, thank you for racing with us. Thank you for putting on a good show. Keep in mind you also won that, so please go take a picture outside their door or with the manager. We'd love to talk more about them, spread the love. So thank you so much. Let's move on to our second place finisher, none other than Mr. King himself, Hunter King, with a
What's up?
30.7. Hey, so you sound a little down now. What happened there?
I was getting real nervous in that race. Made a mistake early on. I was trying to push to get back, and I don't know. I was just trying my best.
So from what I could see, you made two mistakes. How many do you think you made?
I don't know. It was probably a lot.
Gotcha. Well, even your mistake laps for 32s, which I am not capable of running on this track. So, tell us your sponsors. I could only remember TLR.
It's TLR, Tekin, Raw Speed, Horizon Hobbies, Wits Racing, RC Bombshells, and RC Swag.
And what does RC Swag do?
Oh man. They make stickers and shirts, and I think they make banners too.
Banners too. Okay. Very cool.
I think.
And then, would this be your all-time favorite track, even after you didn't win it?
Yeah, I love this track. It just flows so well, and it's fun. There's big jumps everywhere. And by the way, this track was from the 2015 War Off-Road Nationals, not 2014.
2015 Off-Road Nationals. Okay, so then their Silver Dollar 2 is probably from the 2014. Cool. Well, folks.
2 was from the 13 Worlds.
2 was 13. Gotcha. And yes, Justin, what you wrote is 100% correct. That is exactly what was happening, and I maintained composure. All right, so next up we've got Billy Cayley. Billy never talks to me. Is he even here? I think he's already logged off. Yeah, so Billy is in first place, guys. So lap time wise, Hunter King gets the hero lap of the day with a 30.7. But if you look at this field, guys, outside of Kevin Tyler's 32.0, mind you, a 0.0, the entire field is in the 31-second club. Hunter King obviously had to be special and run a 30.7. So he's in the 30-second club. Congratulations to everyone. For the sake of time and burning my place down, 9:21, we're going to end the feed here. Keep in mind, next week is reverse week, which means we will actually be running in reverse at one of my personal favorite tracks, which is called IBR Padova. So let me end the feed here. Thank you.